Hey CauseWay kids, I'm so pleased that you're joining us today. It's a new month and we've got a new topic, integrity. It's a big word that simply means choosing to be truthful in all that you say and do. Just being the real you. Not your neighbor's you, not your friend's you, not your TV star's you, but the real you that God has made you to be, which could not be any better. I love the real you. What does the real you like about food? Most of us love food. Some love some things, some love other things. Today we have a great game where two people get to describe food. There's just a little catch though, they can't see what the food is. Let's check it out.
Okay, put them on yourself, but I don't want you to be able to see at all. First of all, how many fingers am I holding up?
8, 6.
I don't think I can see, that's a good start. So I'm actually going to give you food, but it's not all chocolate. Oh. So you have to guess, there's going to be 4 things that come your way, 2 each, and you have to guess what they are, okay? Okay? So, just wait a minute.
What is it?
Don't tell them what it is. We're starting with Ethan. Here it goes, I'm going to put it in your mouth, and it's dead. That's all you need to know.
Ew.
Chew it, chew it.
What is it?
What is it? You tell us what it is.
Is it a gummy worm?
It's a gummy worm, it's a snake gummy worm. Well done.
It was dried slug or something.
Well, keep eating that dried slug. Okay, what's next? Here we go. Melody, are you ready?
Yes.
You think it's going to be the same sort of thing?
I don't know.
Oh, yum, yum, yum. Open your mouth. Chew. You can not use your hand because I don't want you to feel it. Open your mouth. She's not opening her mouth very well.
Open.
There. Chew.
Open.
Chew. Chew. Yeah. Yeah. When you guess what it is, you can tell us.
It's broccoli.
It's broccoli! Well done! Good decision. Okay, what's next? What's next? Okay, Melody's got another tune coming up. Here we go.
What is it?
Open your mouth wide. Well, hang on a minute, these guys are good sports. So give them a clap right now. Okay, yeah. Here we go, Melody. Eat this. Open wide. Tastes like broccoli, doesn't it?
No.
Tell us what it is. Chocolate!
Well, they both got something sweet to eat. Gummy worms and chocolate.
Russell's scratch. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Yum! It's a form of chocolate. You ready? Ethan, open wide. Shut your mouth. He's going. Oh! What is it, Ethan? Baby food! Pumpkin! Woohoo! Okay, take your mask off. And everybody give him a big clap. Yeah! Way to go. You know what I reckon? You guys are good sports. You know, in the Bible, there's a story of a guy named Daniel. We're going to look at him later on. He had a choice of chocolate, maybe whatever, the richest foods in the land, and he chose the healthy option, the broccoli. Baby food pumpkin. We'll see why later on. Well done.
Oh, so good. Now, sometimes it's hard to be truthful when you're the only one that likes something. Say you're the only one that likes broccoli and everybody else is going, oh, I don't like broccoli. And you're thinking, oh, I really like it. That's when you stand up and be truthful and say, actually, I really like broccoli. Be proud of the person that you are. We have a scripture verse this month that is going to help us with that. And Christy has come to show us a puzzle. See if you can guess the words before she does.
Hello friends, it is so good to see you. Well, today we are trying out a brand new verse. I'm so excited for it. And I have a little surprise for you. Come on over. Look at this! How cool is that? My mum has made a puzzle for us today with the words that we're using in our verse. Come on a little bit closer, get your thinking brain ready, and let's see if we can decode this together. So we got some pictures here. This one here appears to be all together and it says many and then the letter 1. What do you think that means? Well, there's a little clue. I see a clue. It says minus the M, so you must have to take away the M. So it would be anyone. Okay, so that one must say anyone. Do you think you've got the hang of this? Okay, here we go. And then we've got an owl. I love owls. I especially love moorporks. They're my favorite owl. And the owl's saying, who? That must be the word. Okay, so we got anyone, who? And then over here, we got the letter 5 plus an S, but it says here minus F plus L. So let's see, we've got 5 minus F is I've, plus L is live. Lives. There we go. Anyone who lives. Okay, well, we got the first row. Let's go on to the next one. W/O. This one's a little hard for me to figure out. It could be like a woo, you know, like when you're on a roller coaster or something. Or it could be 2 words, or maybe it's one word that sounds like 2, without. I reckon that's what it is, because it makes sense of the sentence. Anyone who lives without. Let's move on to the next one. We've got emelb. Oh, hold on. There's a clue here, isn't it? Did you catch the clue? It must mean that we have to reverse the word. Okay, so B-L-A-M-E. Blame. That's it. Okay, so anyone who lives without blame. And then we have a nice brick wall here, I think. It looks like wall plus KS. Walks. That makes so much sense. Okay, let's do the next one. Safely. Wow, I hope you got that one real fast, because I sure did. Oh, and there's a full stop. We got a whole sentence through. Anyone who lives without blame walks safely. Okay, this one here says tub, but it's got the arrows again, so it means we must have to put it upside down. No, the backwards. B-U-T, but. Okay, but. Oh, do you recognize this? I recognize it from the top here. This one says anyone, doesn't it? And then, it's our friend the owl again. This is so exciting. Okay, so, but, anyone who, and now we have cake. I love cake so much. Absolutely love it. Cake, minus the C plus a T. So cake without the C is ache. And then if you add the T, it's take. Okay. But anyone who takes, because there's 2 cakes, so it must be plural. Well, that's nice and easy. And then we've got like a walking stick plus an ED. It could be sticked. But anyone who takes a sticked, no, that doesn't make sense. Oh, no, it's like a shepherd's crook, isn't it? Crooked. But anyone who takes a crooked, what's that? It's a path. I can see that. I think I guessed that one from the beginning. But anyone who takes a crooked path, now we've got a mountain or a hill, because it says minus H. So it must be hill minus H is ill, where the W is will. Okay, but anyone who takes a crooked path will, and what's this one here? It's a fishing net minus the N. So that's it plus a G is get. Okay, will get, oh, it's a 0. Okay, minus an N. Well, zeros don't have any N's in them. What's another word for 0? Naught. Okay, so we got naught minus the N is ought plus a C is caught. Amazing. And then it comes from Proverbs, and those look like Roman numerals to me. 10 verse 9. Oh wow, we decoded the whole verse. I'm so excited. Okay, let's do it together one more time. Anyone who lives without blame walks safely. But anyone who takes a crooked path will get caught. Proverbs 10 verse 9. Wow, I hope you had as much fun as I did decoding that puzzle. I will see you next time.
Oh, hey. Hello, planet Earth! It's me, Graham, professional astronaut, broadcasting live from outer space. You know, not a lot of people thought I would make it all the way to Saturn, but you know what? They were right. It's just a costume. I'm still on Earth. I love to dress up and pretend to be other people. Don't you? I mean, I love to dress up in costumes and wear scary makeup or funny masks. It's out of this world. because I'm an astronaut. Oh, but today we're talking about what it's like to live our lives without masks, without costumes. What it's like to live with integrity. Now, integrity is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. And it's harder than it sounds to live with integrity. There's so many reasons to pretend to be someone you're not. I mean, you may want people to think you're funny. You may want your teachers to think that you're smart. E equals MC squared. The capital of Mongolia is Ulaanbaatar. A woodchuck can chuck 32 cords of wood. And you probably want your friends to think that you're cool. Cool kids still dress like this, right? See what I mean? It isn't always easy to just be true to who you are. In today's story, we'll learn about some guys who were under a lot of pressure to be like everybody else. We'll find out if they were able to stay true to who God made them to be. I'll be back in a minute. Instead of a minute, it's a moonit. Because I'm in space. Maybe I should dress up as the clown again.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Daniel. Chapter 1.
Daniel was only a very young man when King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon conquered the land of Judah. Nebuchadnezzar made sure that God's people wouldn't rebel by taking Daniel and other young men from royal families in Judah and marching them back to Babylon with him.
Will we ever see our home again?
Daniel's friends were just as scared and confused as he was.
Where will we live? What will he do to us? I sure hope the food is decent.
Daniel tried to reassure them as the imposing city gates rose ahead.
God will be with us, whatever happens.
The king chose the brightest and best young men from Judah and ordered that they receive special training.
After 3 years, you will get to be very important and serve me.
The chief official Ashpenaz took charge of Daniel and his friends.
Tut tut. Those wishy-washy Hebrew names just won't do. You need new ones.
New what?
Names. Let's see. Daniel, we'll call you Belteshazzar. And you three will be Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Are those names, or is he just sneezing?
You'll learn our language, of course. And all the Babylonian writings?
Daniel's heart sank as he realized what was happening. The king wanted Daniel and his friends to forget they were God's people. He wanted them to become Babylonians. But Abednego was worried about something else.
Hey, I'm about to starve. Any way we can get a bite to eat?
Right this way.
Ashpenaz led Daniel and his friends to a big table set with mouth-watering foods.
Steak.
Or those Babylonian buffalo bites.
The cake's got at least 9 layers.
Only the best, straight from the king's table.
Oh, the food smelled delicious. But Daniel pulled his friends aside.
Guys, if this food is from the king's table, that means it's been offered to false gods first.
Uh-oh, not good.
Our new names and training are one thing, but if we eat this food, it's like we're saying we're okay with false gods.
But we gotta eat something, man.
We can ask for different food, simple stuff that hasn't been offered to the false gods.
But that chocolate cake!
Abednego!
Okay.
Daniel and his friends turned back to Ashpenaz. They tried to ignore the delicious smells wafting from the table.
This all looks great, but could we eat something that's not from the king's table? It doesn't need to be anything fancy.
The king is my master. He's decided what you must eat and drink. What if you don't eat this and he sees you looking worse than the other young men? He might kill me.
No matter what Daniel said, Ashpenaz was too fearful to listen, so Daniel approached the guard assigned to take care of them.
Please, just test us for 10 days. Give us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink. See how we look then.
Well, if Brussels sprouts are your thing.
For 10 days, the guards gave Daniel and his friends nothing to eat but veggies and water.
I could get into the habit of cabbage.
I like broccoli, probably.
Pass the peas, if you please.
I just want a hamburger.
Let me tell you, it wasn't easy to say no to all those delicious foods the other young men got to eat. But at the end of 10 days, the guard called everybody out.
Line them up.
He strode past the other young men.
Good. I can see you've been eating well.
When the guard reached Daniel and his friends, he stopped in surprise.
What? You've been eating rabbit food, but you look even better fed than the others.
Daniel smiled. God had helped them grow strong even without eating the food offered to false gods.
Okay, fine. You can keep eating veggies and water.
Rats?
Thank you.
God continued to give Daniel and his friends knowledge and understanding as they studied, and at the end of their training, they were brought before the king.
Let's see what you know. How many inches in a meter?
39.3701.
What do you call a group of porcupines?
A prickle.
If it takes 8 men 10 hours to build a wall, how long would it take 4 men?
No time at all, because the wall's already built.
How are you all so smart?
The one true God gives us wisdom.
Well, we'll see about that. Anyhow, you're 10 times smarter than my other advisors. You get to be very important and serve me.
Daniel and his friends eventually became the king's most trusted advisors, and even though they served the king of Babylon, they never stopped standing strong for the one true God in everything they said and did.
Okay, so Daniel and his friends were in a really bad situation. They were taken from their homes and they were forced to be some king's servant. But even then, they chose to be true to themselves. They chose to live the way God wanted them to live. You see that kind of integrity a lot in the Bible. I mean, think of Jesus. He was always true to himself. Jesus could have gone along with the crowd, but instead he lived the way he knew was true, even when it meant giving up his life for you and me. So how can we be true with our lives? Well, it's great if you want people to think that you're fun or funny, but not if it means, say, hurting someone's feelings to get a laugh. I have no idea how to make balloon animals. And being cool is cool, you know? But if you have to pretend to be something that you're not so people think that you're cool, that's not cool. Cool? What's another word for cool? So here's the one thing to remember today. Be truthful with your whole life. You can choose to be who God made you to be. I mean, to be honest and true in what you say and in what you do. Like I said before, it isn't always easy, so ask God for help. That's one small step for you and one giant leap for integrity.
Goodbye.
Even though Daniel and his friends served the king of Babylon because they had no choice, they still had a choice as to whether they could be truthful to themselves and truthful to the God that made and loved them. And what did they choose to do? They chose to be truthful to themselves. That's what integrity is all about. Choosing to be truthful in all that we say and do. And today's bottom line is all about being truthful always. Choosing to be truthful in our whole life. It's a good thing to start right now. The more that you practice, the better you get. And with God's help and the help of everybody around you, you can live a life of integrity. So today in your family group, how about doing the activities? How about thinking through the questions? Seeing whether you can get a handle on this integrity thing and always telling the truth. Have a great one.